Chris Jericho was a bit vocal on Twitter about his not being aware of any NDA in his contract to talk about the CM Punk altercation in AEW. Punk's lawyer tweeted in return that it's in his employee handbook, that the NDA is built into the employee handbook unless he, quote, has a very special agreement with AEW. And he fired back, said, hey, Stephen New, I don't adhere to an employee handbook and never have had one in 4 years of working for AEW. I've also never signed an NDA in my life ever. Stop being a bully and trying to make egotistical fantasy brags for your clients and start doing some research before you make blanket statements about your buddies, because I saw everything that night, including how Lucy and her husband and best buddy acted and what really went down. And since I was in the room and watching her and everybody else the whole time, I know exactly what really happened. And considering you weren't there and I was, maybe you should just shut your mark ass up, because what really went down was disgusting. So that was Christmas, early Christmas, 1:22 a.m. So now I don't know. I mean,
get him, Chris.
Does he?
Get him, Chris.
You know what? I saw Jim Cornette's clip addressing that tweet. He talked about that tweet for I don't know how many minutes it was, but within, I think, 12 hours, he had 157,000 views on YouTube covering the tweet.
That's a pretty fucking power. I mean, obviously the guy was trying to. I mean, I didn't read the first part of it. Of the guy, was the guy telling him he needed to shut his mouth?
It was Jericho first said, I was there, I saw what happened. And then he said, and I didn't sign, says something about an NDA. And so go up to, what did Chris say? Chris said, I didn't sign one. I think it was a very small, he said, I didn't sign one. And that's when the lawyer spoke. I'm sorry. So it was in response to something else about an NDA, not talking about it because of an NDA. And Chris was like, I didn't sign one. So then the lawyer comes out with, it's in your employee handbook unless you have a special.
Is this the lawyer?
That's him right there, Steve New. Yes.
Pull up his picture. Let's see who this fucking cock slave look like. Jesus Christ.
You might have signed a belt for him a couple of weeks ago.
What a fuck, yeah. Really?
So he
wasn't he on The White Shadow?
He does look like the actor that played the White Shadow. That's amazing. Great reference. He said it's in your employee handbook unless you have a special one. We can figure it out. So Chris thought he was being bullied there, and he just went off. So I don't know. I mean, this is that 1099 thing, Kevin, rearing its ugly head again.
Yeah.
Stephen replied, thank you, Chris. We'll just attach this tweet as Exhibit A. Merry Christmas.
Wow.
So,
Exhibit A.
Can you tell me what I can talk about and what I can't talk about if I'm a contractor coming to put siding on your house?
I don't think so. If I happen to see you beat the shit out of your wife, isn't that just kind of...
You get on the phone and you call like every other citizen.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't beat the shit out of your wife while I'm putting siding on your house there, fucking pumpkin. What the fuck?